Assam numbers, if they hold just to polarization, yes. I think that's the very simplistic way of looking at it. If I have to really put it down, number one, I would actually give it to the schemes. It's the deliverance of these schemes like Arunodaya. Number two, delimitation. I don't think we are talking enough about delimitation that has taken place in Assam.
Number three, management.
No, and number three, personality. I do believe Himanta Biswa Sarma does have his own, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, he has his following. And number four, yes, there is polarization, but there are multiple factors which...
Okay, the fact at the end of the day is Gaurav Gogoi also was not just a pushover. He did win in Jorhat just a couple of years ago, but let's turn from the hills of Assam to the wonderful coastal world of Kerala, an election that is often closely fought. The Axis My India poll, guess what, is giving the Congress-led UDF a clear win in Kerala. So amidst all the troubles the Congress has had in state after state, finally it appears that they might find a houseboat for themselves in the backwaters of Kerala. As per the poll, 140 seats in Kerala at stake, 78 to 90 for the UDF, LDF at 49 to 52. The BJP, which remember historically has just won one assembly constituency in the past, that was Nimam, that was in 2016, and have only won one Lok Sabha seat, which was Thrissur last time, now is 0 to 3. Kerala could well be the next southern citadel to fall to the Congress. So the Congress, which is in power in Karnataka and Telangana, has been in alliance in Tamil Nadu, could now be hoping that they will finally come back to power in Kerala after a decade out of it. So 78 to 90 is what the Axis My India poll is predicting for Kerala. The left, which was 99 last time, is taking a huge hit. It is down to 49 to 52. So clearly there is a huge swing, 49 to 62, a huge swing away from the left. Even at the top end, they're still short, well short of a majority. So the big story that's coming in at the moment on the exit poll, Axis My India exit poll for India Today, is suggesting a big win for the Congress in the state of Kerala. No surprises, many would believe then, but it is going to give the Congress and Akshita some element that they're deep in the south. You've got finally come back to power, because had they lost, or if they end up losing, this is only an exit poll, they will have lost 3 consecutive elections, and that could push the Congress to the back foot in Kerala.
No, it's like I said, Rajdeep, this was an absolute sitter for the UDF. So the numbers, they're reflecting that finally you'll see them at about 78 to 90, the exit poll. I'll just highlight, Rajdeep, also the vote share and what that looks like.
Sure.
It's almost a flip from what we saw in 2021, because the UDF, it says, is at 44%, the LDF at 39%. It was exactly the other way around in 2021. So the UDF at 44%, the LDF at 39%. What it reflects to me, and this was really one of the biggest factors in this election, is whether the UDF would manage minority consolidation. They've managed to do that. And I'm sure that one of the biggest contributors to that is their alliance with the IUML. That would have made a difference also for them.
So what you've got is actually, when you look at those numbers, the UDF, which was 38%, just over 38% last time, is getting a 6% swing in its favor. The LDF, which was at around 43, 44%, as Akshita rightly put it, completely flips, goes back to 39. In Kerala, that can happen. This is very much been a bipolar state. The BJP is 14%. 14%. It's got smaller allies like the 2020 party, but basically 14%, which is up compared to 2021 Assembly when they were at 11%, but down compared to Lok Sabha when they were around almost approaching the 20% mark. So that 14%, many will believe, cephalogically is key, because they are taking away possibly in southern Kerala in particular a section of the LDF vote. So what's happened in Kerala is a consolidation, as many expected in northern and central Kerala around the Congress, Christian-dominated and Muslim-dominated areas. They've consolidated in southern Kerala, where the BJP was slowly growing areas in and around Thiruvananthapuram. You've got the BJP in double digits, possibly taking votes away from the LDF. So Pinarayi Vijayan, with whom I share a birthday incidentally, is possibly now ending his political career, having achieved just 5 years ago, if these numbers hold, what no one else had at the time. Remember, for 40 years, won 2 consecutive elections. So Kerala, the waters are very tranquil out there, but that will give a lot of consolation to the Congress party. That will also start, Preeti, a battle within a battle. Kaun banega chief minister?
Exactly,
I mean, I
Rajdeep.
have had calls from 4 different Congress factions. Do you think hamara number lagega? So, I mean, in English, do you think our turn will come? Who's going to become the chief minister will be almost as interesting as the result itself now.
And yeah,
Three
that is
Nayars,
three
there's
Nayars.
V.D. Satishan,
V.D.
there's
Satishan.
K.C. Venugopal and Ramesh Chenitala.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But no, Rajdeep, because you started off with that, finally the Congress will get their houseboat in Kerala, but who's going to steer that houseboat? And I think the fight will be about who will actually steer that houseboat. But
Be the captain, they work on their own.
they work on their own. Do you think the Congress will be able to work it on their own?
From
with
Delhi.
everybody having
From Delhi.
No. But I would think, and Akshita, you traveled a lot more in Kerala than any of us did. V.D. Satishan still ahead of the other, more popular,
Yes,
at least on ground.
And rooted in Kerala politics. K.C. Venugopal, someone who's been in Delhi.
Yeah.
So that way, V.D. Satishan has that advantage of being rooted. And someone, imagine if he wins in his seat, is winning for a record 6th time. And so that tells you the kind of image that V.D. Satishan has.
Yeah, but let's look at the 3 prime contenders. There's V.D. Satishan. He's been the most aggressive. He's been the leader of the opposition in the legislative party, has taken on Vijayan on corruption. He's younger than his other 2 rivals. There's him. There's K.C. Venugopal, who's Rahul Gandhi's favorite point person. He's
Preferred CM is V.D. Satishan.
Yeah, so at the moment, the preferred CM candidate, 21% was Satishan. But remember, Pinarayi Vijayan being the incumbent had a larger support. V.D. Satishan is one. K.C. Venugopal, close to Rahul Gandhi. There's that factor that he has. And there's Ramesh Chenitala. And the advantage Ramesh Chenitala has is that he's been someone who's reached out to allies over the years, the Muslim League, the smaller parties of Kerala, who form an important part of the UDF. So you actually have 3 strong contenders. When you look at that preferred CM, Maria has already rung up V.D. Satishan and said that if you win, there he is in his munda, looking rather smart.
He'll be joining us on Friday.
That he has said, but the others will also want to join, and let's not rule out any of them. I mean, each of them, you never know who.
No, but I'd say it comes down to V.D. Satishan versus K.C. Venugopal.
Okay, let's put out the numbers
V.D.
there.
Satishan versus K.C.
Okay, I just want to put out what Axis...
Now you're going to make my
Who would
friend
you
Ramesh
like?
Chenitala
No,
upset.
I
Honestly,
just want to...
it's-
Akshita, I just want to put out where Access My India is. Who would you like to be the next chief minister in percentage?
Yes.
Because Access My India has already predicted that it is going to be UDF. V.D. Satishan 21%, Ramesh Chenithala 8%, K.C. Venugopal has only scored a paltry 3%.
No, but that's because
I'm
he's based in Delhi.
Exactly.
He's
So I'm
based
just,
in
yeah,
Delhi. And
I'm
I
just
keep
giving
asking
you...
this, Rajdeep.
Shashi Tharoor is there.
Shashi Tharoor is 1%.
1%.
1%.
Yeah, but let me just put it this way. The fact is that when the tickets were distributed, a majority of the candidates who contested on the Congress ticket are K.C.
I
Venugopal
agree.
supporters.
I agree.
And that's one of the reasons why the ticket distribution got...
Congress?
1 minute, sorry?
Who will manage the National
Or
Congress?
will it go
There
the
are many
Karnataka
people,
way?
Sajjan Kumar, I can assure you, there are no shortage of people who can manage the Congress
Rahul
party.
Gandhi trusts?
No,
Sorry?
Rahul Gandhi trusts?
No, but I must be fair to Rahul Gandhi on this. Rahul Gandhi, at least when the Congress has been concerned, and I think there is a consistent pattern. Whenever the Congress has won, he's gone along with whoever in that state is seen to have the majority support.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2 examples. Revant Reddy in Telangana and Siddaramaiah in Karnataka. He went with the view that this is the person with the majority of the MLAs and has the most traction.
Rajiv, let me ask you this question then. Then
Yes.
you have a K.C. Venugopal who you're saying that most of the tickets have gone to his supporters.
Yes.
So with Hayak Dal or the MLAs will
Yes.
support K.C. Venugopal.
Yes, they will.
And then on the other hand, you have a V.D. Satishan.
Yes.
Who
Who's seen as the
ideally
mass
is most
leader.
popular.
Yes.
Right? So you are thinking and you are suggesting that it could very well be K.C. Venugopal.
I don't suggest anything.
Go back to
I'm only
Rajasthan.
telling- No.
Go back to Rajasthan.
Yes.
And then what happened
Ashok
between
Gehlot
Ashok
had the support
Gehlot.
of the majority of the legislators.
Exactly. So
Yes.
do you think it's
Yeah,
going
so
to be K.C. Venugopal?
So I'm saying there are 3 factors there. You see, it is never one factor always. V.D. Satishan has never been a minister or a senior minister. Ramesh Chenitala was a senior minister even in the Uman Chandi ministry. He's the senior most. He's the kind of pleasing personality who will take everyone along with him. That's an important factor. If they get 80 to 85, which is the numbers we are giving, then they are not worried about alliance pressure. The last time the Congress won, they were barely above the majority. They were 72 to 74. So you needed someone of the experience and weight of an Uman Chandi to hold the party together. That problem doesn't exist. I think Rahul Gandhi has to take the call. Do I want K.C. Venugopal, and Kaushik knows this well, to stay with me in Delhi? or am I willing to send him to Kerala having not contested the election? VD Satishan supporters will turn around and say, look, for the last 5 years, he's been the one who's been leading the party against Pinarayi Vijayan. Why should he not get his chance? Ramesh Chenitala's supporters will say, my leader has been in party for 50 years, mera number kab aayega? No, that's how the Congress works.
And are you heading to create another Karnataka then?
We have
I don't think so.
Examples to refer to. Karnataka, Rajasthan for the Congress. That, you've seen this president so many times. You have to see if the Congress kind of deals with this smoothly or not. Ensures there's no factionalism. And if they resort to a 50-50 formula.
So do you have other factors coming in the Axis My India poll which will be interesting? Because I think it will give you a sense of just why this verdict has moved the way it has in Kerala. Kaushik, you want to get in? You know, the whole KC Venugopal factor. Before we let you go, I have to ask you that. Do you think Rahul Gandhi will, if these numbers hold, would he like KC Venugopal? Would he reward KC Venugopal and send him back to Kerala? Or would he go with a state leader like Satishan or Chenitala?
The two names that you are discussing, neither has, I believe, contested the assembly election. And Satishan wanted to contest.
No, Chenitala and Satishan have both contested.
No, Satishan, when he wanted to contest, initially Rahul Gandhi was reluctant about he contesting the election. I may be wrong. And KC Venugopal, of course, Rahul Gandhi's favorite, but this is tricky. This is the time he may have to do the sacrifice, because Rahul Gandhi loves those who sacrifice. If he is asked, do you really want to be the CM? He cannot say, yes, I want to be the CM, the way it functions with Rahul Gandhi. So there is always the risk, unless and until Rahul Gandhi himself decides that KC is the person. Now, he can be the person only when majority of the MLAs will say that, okay, we want KC Venugopal. Because if you go by the other states, yes, in Rajasthan also, in Madhya Pradesh also, Kamal Nath was made because he had the MLAs. Even in Karnataka, at the moment also, Rahul Gandhi's logic is this, that majority of the MLAs, they support Siddaramaiah, so why should I change him? By that logic, I don't think KC immediately has a chance, but everything depends on Mr. Gandhi now.
Everything depends on Mr. Gandhi. On that note, let's get in our guests who are joining us at this moment. Kapil Madan is going to join us shortly. I'm also joined by Anand Kochudi. Anand is a senior journalist, has tracked Kerala for years. Zafar Islam joins me. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Islam. But Anand, to you first. Are you surprised by these numbers that we are showing? Clearly showing a 5% lead, which in Kerala terms is pretty big. And we'll do it region-wise, and you'll see that the lead is even bigger in central and northern Kerala. Are you surprised at all?
No, Rajdeep, I'm not surprised at all. If you remember, when I met you in Kochi, I had told you exactly the same, that these the talk of a very close contest is actually not true. The UDF certainly has an edge compared to the LDF, and there will be a decisive mandate. And this is what it looks like. And it's exactly how, the 2021 election, how the LDF got a 5% lead. The UDF it has flipped in favor of the UDF. And in Central and North Kerala, there is Christian and Muslim consolidation behind the UDF. And in South Kerala, also, it looks like the UDF has not done very poorly, especially in Thiruvananthapuram, where the BJP is also a player. So unless the UDF is doing relatively well in South Kerala, these numbers won't come. So even in South Kerala, the UDF is standing its ground.
Okay, Zafar Islam, would I be right in saying this was a state where you had the least stakes? You've only won one assembly seat here in the past 2016, but you've grown steadily in vote share. Now we are showing 11% a vote share, which is around 14% to the BJP. Will you be disappointed if these results hold?
Well, Rajdeep, first of all, yes, you are right. You are spot on that as far as Kerala is concerned, that we have never been able to win seats in Kerala despite the vote share has improved every election we have fought there. This time also, I was there in Kerala for a couple of weeks, and I realized that this time also, there is a lot of receptiveness as far as BJP is concerned among the voters, and our vote share definitely will be in double digit and will be in two-handle it will be 20% plus for sure, not 14, not 16 like it was last year. Last time.
Particularly
So
keeping
vote share
in
will
mind what
definitely
the party
increase
managed
in
to
terms of
achieve
number of seats.
in the
We are very
Thiruvananthapuram
confident.
local body elections.
No, yes, and also, but I'm saying that all over Kerala, there's a lot of receptiveness for Bharatiya Janata Party, and this time we are very confident that the numbers which you are talking about 0 to 3 is something which I'm sure that you will have to discuss once the results are out. But as far as BJP is concerned, we are expecting in double digit, and double digit could be anything, and that is something which we are very confident of our
But Zafar, what you can take heart in
Kerala.
are the numbers that are being projected for the state of Assam. It's a clean sweep, Zafar.
Well, West Bengal will definitely upset Mamata.
No, Assam.
This
Let's
time
not
it is
get
going
ahead
to
of
be
ourselves
Bharatiya
just
Janata Party,
yet.
massive win for Bharatiya. And
Zafar, I'm not talking about Assam.
No, I'm saying that I'm starting
Okay.
from there. Assam, definitely. I said Assam, 100% victory. Sure, people are speculating about Mamata Banerjee or BJP, but I'm telling you that we are very confident of our victory in West Bengal. As far and Puducherry as well. Kerala, of course, our vote share will increase, our number of seats will also increase. Last time it was 0, this time it will be 20 plus.
Okay, interesting the way you're putting it, but I just want to understand that for the BJP, Kerala has always been a bridge too far. Rajat, it's the one state where they've never really been able to grow in southern India. When you look at it, in Tamil Nadu also, they've had a beachhead at times with alliance parties, but in Kerala, they've only won one assembly constituency, then one Lok Sabha last time. Do you believe that this is still a state where the BJP will have to wait for one of the two major alliances to collapse before they can grow? The demographics of it, 27% Muslim population, 18% Christian population, do not allow the BJP the kind of growth they would hope possibly that they might even achieve in West Bengal this time.
I think, it is true, and BJP has struggled and they have tried various permutations and combinations, SNDP alliance at one point. They thought that the Java vote they could get. At one point, they believed that Christian outreach is very important.
Yes.
And they went all out. But it still requires a lot of creativity. And again, having one leader who consistently battles it out. I don't know if Manjeshwar seat is coming this time or not, or it is again.
I don't know. It goes down to the wire every single time.
Perhaps that is one
Surendran,
seat
so
where Surendran can flag the BJP flag over there. And maybe, having one leader who has some credibility and then gradually start building and stitching the social alliance in a way that you are there somewhere around 20% as a sticky vote.
No, but
instead of like
the
a seasonal
BJP seems to be, Rajdeep, almost like a vote cutter now in Kerala. If you look at these numbers, it also means to some extent that the NDA's rise in Kerala is at the cost of the LDF. That maybe they're eating into the Yerevar vote. What they tried is, of course, to get the Nair Service Society, the NSS and the SNDP together. If that had happened, they were then consolidating the Hindu vote. The fact that that didn't happen itself was a huge body blow for them. They were really counting on that consolidation. The other factor I want to speak about, Rajdeep, is the man that you had interviewed when you were in Kochi, Pinarayi Vijayan, and what this means. If he had won, and if he still wins a third term, going by these exit polls is not happening, but if he does, he was going ahead and beating the record of an E.K. Nayanar of 11 years Chief Minister. That would have been historic for him. But as someone who said that, look, there's no anti-incumbency, who you have to appreciate how he pulled up the socks of the LDF in the last few months. If you go by these exit polls, this very well could be the end of the road for Pinarayi Vijayan.
What happens to the left now?
No, another riddle also about Kerala is that, you see, we usually attribute RSS, presence or absence to BJP's victory or, sometimes losing out. Kerala is one state, and as a student of political science since 15 years, we have been hearing
presence.
Strongest RSS base in Kerala.
Okay.
And yet it doesn't make a sense that go to RSS Shakha and come and vote for CPM or some other party. Why that doesn't translate into BJP?
I'll tell you the seat to watch out for to see if the RSS presence matters, the seat of Palakkad.
Palakkad.
That's got a strong RSS presence. Shobha Surendran is there. She's an Eraba. So keeping those things in mind, it'll be interesting to see if she manages to win. If she does, it means that the RSS presence does make a difference. North Kerala, what you're referring to, another pocket where you have strong sentiments where people are bleeding literally right or left. I think that's a bastion of the left, which, irrespective of RS's base, has been untouched. And so that is very, very clear. This time, of course, you're seeing a difference in that. The fact that North Kerala, the Malabar region, you are seeing the UDF also grow there, but not the BJP. There's no saffronization there. The only chance they can really count on is urban. And getting some Hindu consolidation together. All these attempts of getting Christians together hasn't really worked.
But it's a long road.
It's a long road. Their vote share seems to be going up every single time.
No, it did go down from the Lok Sabha elections.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that BJP also realizes that when you speak to the senior BJP leadership, Akshita, the sense is that yes, the eastern part of India, they may be making significant inroads, having won Odisha. They are very close to, I mean, given the kind of fight they have put up in Bengal. It is Kerala which is becoming tough for the party. Because do they have a blueprint in Kerala? Not really.
And Tamil Nadu, which we'll get to in a bit.
I just want to stop you for a moment because we want to go to the small state or small but important union territory of Puducherry, a lovely part of the world where the BJP has much more at stake in this part. Remember, this is a state which, again, the Congress dominated for a long period of time. But this time, what is the Axis My India poll saying? Of the 30 seats in Puducherry, as of now, 16 to 20 for the NDA. So good news ahead of Tamil Nadu coming from Puducherry for the NDA, the BJP-led alliance. It includes the AI-NRC. N. Rangaswamy's party was once a Congress leader. He gets 10 to 12. BJP 4 to 6. AIDMK 1 to 3. LJK 1 to 3. And one of them, of course, is the son-in-law, the son of Santiago Martin, the casino king of, as he is called, of the country, Future Gaming. And 16 to 20 out of the 30. DMK 5 to 7. Congress 1 to 2. The TVK, which is also fighting in Puducherry, is 1 to 3. So if we look at the first signs, Akshita, and I know that Puducherry does not translate into what happens in Tamil Nadu, in small state of Puducherry, advantage to the NDA. So the BJP again consolidating itself with the AI-NRC. If you look at vote share, there's a clear 10% gap between the NDA and the DMK Congress alliance there. So Puducherry, the small union territory, could well see an ace being smashed by N. Rangaswamy, the tennis-playing Chief Minister of Puducherry. Akshita.
Two factors here, Rajdeep. One is that there was no real sense of anti-incumbency on the ground in Puducherry. People were happy with the work that Rangaswamy had done, that the AI-NRC had done, and so the alliance in all has essentially had a good image in Puducherry. The second is the fact that the DMK Congress simply couldn't get their act together in Puducherry. There was non-stop arguments, disagreements on really the seat sharing, which seats should go where, right up until the very last minute. So much so that the person who's been the face really of the SPA in Puducherry, Narayanasamy, didn't get a ticket either. So that was a big surprise. The other element, and since we've been talking so much about TVK in Tamil Nadu, in Puducherry, you're getting the first sign of how the TVK is doing. Vijay focused a whole lot on Puducherry, Rajdeep. And while, in seats, it reflects at 2 to 4, vote percentage, they're at 17%. That's not bad for a debut in Puducherry. At 17%, the TVK has managed some essence of ensuring that they put their stamp out there in Puducherry. We saw a 90% plus voter turnout in Puducherry, and there was a lot of questions about whether that leads to a wave election. Clearly not. The mandate is in favor of the NDA, but the first indication of how the TVK really performs.
First indication of how TVK performs, first indication also about how once the BJP establishes a beachhead, and we've seen that on the western coast with Goa as well, once they establish a beachhead, they don't easily give it up. In Puducherry, they've made the effort to reach out to to N. Rangaswamy, made him the chief minister candidate, and now have stuck to him, built a party around him. And he is yet another example, like Hemanta Biswa Sarma, of a former congressman who then finds greener pastures in
but the BJP themselves aren't doing badly. You look at the breakdown, the BJP is managing about 4 to 6 as per this exit poll. They contested 10 seats. So the BJP themselves, if you look at all of the southern states and this union territory, they have the best hopes pinned on Puducherry because even individually, besides the alliance, they're not doing too badly, Rajdeep.
Interesting. Syed Zafar Islam, you have more reason to smile compared to Kerala from the states of Puducherry. Your first reaction to the numbers that are coming in for Puducherry, a 10% lead for the NDA, poised to return to power.
I think you are spot on. We are expecting 20 handle as far as Puducherry is concerned. And the expectation of BJP is also in line with our expectation. Out of 10 seats we fought, we will definitely get 6 to 8 seats. That is something which we in line with our own expectation, the feedback what we have from the ground. But let me tell you, Rajdeep, one more time, that you will be surprised when the Kerala election will be out, because this time you will see the BJP has progressed significantly well, and our performance will speak for it, because we are expecting not 0 to 3 seats what is being projected here. Definitely 20 plus seats in
Okay, let's get a reaction from a Congress supporting Kapil Madan. He's a lawyer and is a supporter of the Congress party. Kapil, when you look at the Congress numbers, the good news for the Congress, the best news so far is not coming from Assam. They're being wiped out there. But in Kerala, the Congress looks like coming back to par after 10 years. Now, this is a state where Rahul Gandhi has been a candidate from Wayanad. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is the MP from Wayanad. Is Kerala going to offset the fact that you could possibly be losing yet again in Assam?
Let me begin by saying, Rajdeep, I remember a statement made by one of the BJP minister who says that we are not able to do Kerala, or we traditionally don't do well in Kerala because the education rate is higher, there. So having said that, what I would want to stress here is that, people in Kerala rejects the divisive, polarized politics of the BJP, and that's perhaps the reason why BJP has traditionally, historically, has not done well in Kerala. And I, don't be surprised that they will again display a dismal. They will again.
Congress is defeated because the people of UP and Bihar are illiterate.
So hold on.
I mean, what kind of a bizarre argumentation? I mean, this is just stupid to say the least.
My dear friend,
do not try and divide the country into literacy
Let him complete and I'll let you respond. Yeah, go ahead. Kapil Madan, are you telling us that Kerala votes in a particular way because they are educated and the rest of the country is not?
I say is because, Kerala, they reject the politics of divisiveness. They reject.
Kapil, did you see how 2024 panned out in Kerala? You want to revisit how the BJP did in terms of vote share and the single seat that they got? And do you think your argument holds in that regard?
So, Preeti, I am quoting a statement made by another BJP leader. You can do a fact check me. So you can do a fact check me. It's there.
No, so who? Kapil Madan, name the person.
I don't want to name. It is there. It is available. So nevertheless, what I would want to say, let's have this objective discussion. So what I would want to say here is that definitely what your exit polls are saying, you will see a better performance of Congress. As Rajdeep has very rightly said that Rahul Gandhi ji has done a lot of work in Wayanad. In fact, now Priyanka Gandhi has
but Wayanad, let's be honest, is one corner of the country. The facts, Sandeep Shastris, can the Congress take some kind of refuge in Kerala? Given the fact that, as our numbers are showing, they're losing Puducherry, again a state they used to dominate for a long time. They're losing Assam, and ironically, as I said, in both these states, the leaders are former congressmen.
Rajdeep, I would agree with you that if the exit poll numbers hold for Kerala, it's very clear that the Congress has managed to avoid a Haryana in Kerala, if these numbers hold. Because we have consistently been maintaining that if the UDF does badly in Kerala, the Congress is to blame for that. So the fact that the exit polls show that the UDF has an upper hand implies that in some way they have got their house in order. Rajdeep, in the earlier discussion, you talked about chief ministers. Let's remember, whenever and wherever the Congress has come to power in recent years, be it Telangana, be it Himachal Pradesh, be it Karnataka, there has always been a tussle for chief ministership, and this has in many cases been the undoing of the Congress. So it will be interesting to see if they come to power in Kerala, would they face a similar situation? Because ever since 2014, one has seen a weaker high command in the Congress when it comes to leading at the state level. And this will be a huge challenge which the Congress would face if it were to come to power in Kerala. In Puducherry, I would just make a small correction, Rajdeep. It may be unfair to compare Puducherry with Tamil Nadu because the politics in the two are very, very different. I think if the NDA is leading in Puducherry, it is a pro-incumbency vote. And in Tamil Nadu, the issues are very different. And I think we need to highlight that factor
there is
also.
No, but let's put it this way. I think one of the points about Kerala, which is important to put in mind, is that it has a large minority population. It has a 27% Muslim population, 19% Christian population, 46%. In those states, does it become much more difficult for the BJP? Because for the BJP to start winning states where there is such a 46%, which has already had two options in left and UDF. And both the left and UDF also have strong Hindu supporters as well. The Edava community, for example, has been traditionally a left supporter.
Yeah.
Does that make Kerala the most difficult state in a way for the BJP to win? Would I be right in saying that or not?
So one is on the Muslims, Rajdeep. Yes, they vote consolidated, which is why IUML is the big player there, with the 26 to 27% Muslim vote share that you're referring to. As far as Christians go, they don't vote in one block. That's very clear. You know, they don't go as one monolithic block and say, we'll choose this particular party. That's not the case. Like the Muslim community does in Kerala, the Christians don't. The other aspect of this is what I was referring to, that the BJP tried very, very hard in the run-up to the election in Kerala to actually consolidate the Hindu vote bank. Because the Hindu vote bank in Kerala works very differently from how it does in many other states, that they vote based on also their caste and community, which is already, as you're right in highlighting, proving its allegiance to different sides. The UDF and LDF, the Nayars, the Aravas have chosen their sides. The NDA, the BJP tried very hard to get the SNDP, the NSS together. It almost seemed like it worked. And if that had happened, that would have been a game changer. Because they even openly came out to criticize the UDF. They came out to openly criticize VD Satishan at that point. That seemed like the game changer. If they can manage that consolidation of Hindus in Kerala, that will be the point where the BJP can make a difference.
The point that you made, just because it has a 27% Muslim population, it makes it that much more difficult. Then how do we explain Assam? Assam has
it has 27% Muslim, it has 18% Christian, that's 45%. But the balance 55% also has had a traditional base among the left, for example, the Edava community. So Kerala has a very distinct, I mean, as I keep saying, Kerala marches to its own beat. You know, every time you go to Kerala, you recognize that the politics, and both are cadre-based parties.
Yes.
Both are, the one state where the Congress actually will have volunteers is Kerala. You may not have them to the same extent that you have in the left, but they are there on the ground.
You know, I was reading Arundhati Roy's book in which she refers to actually Kerala and the politics and how different it is from Tamil Nadu, which immediately struck me that you would never see a superstar be successful in politics in Kerala because they believe in the concept of grassroots leadership. True. They believe in leaders growing from, you know, their journey, facing their journey, and those are the leaders they relate to. A superstar, an actor enters politics, not necessarily successful because of fan base or any of that, and that's what makes Kerala so different. The other aspect is, even if the LDF loses in this election, what we've seen in Bengal of a wipeout of left, will that happen in Kerala? I don't think so, because their foundation is so strong. It flows in the blood of the people, the left politics and them choosing sides that I don't see.
But Akshita,
the same in Bengal.
In Kerala.
You will still find dyed in wool.
34 years of left in Bengal, and right now they have been decimated. We do not know whether they'll get 2 or 3 seats this time around.
I agree.
So to say that there is no possibility of emergence of a possible opposition in any of these parties.
Never say never, I completely agree. So you don't know, in the current scenario, if I were to look at it, with this particular election, if this exit poll comes true and, you know, the LDF loses, does that mean end game for the left? Absolutely not. They have a very strong foundation rooted really in parts of Kerala.
But then,
not easy to wipe out.
But then you're wiped out from the country. Where do you have? Do you have even one state? You don't have a state. So it is a big deal in that sense in itself. That
No,
the whole
100%.
that you've lost that one bastion which was standing.
From perspective, you know, wherever they have gone in, there is an underlying sort of a social movement which it sort of fits into its larger narrative. what they're finding it hard is that churning, the social churning in Kerala hasn't reached to a crescendo where they can come in and say that, okay, we stand for so-and-so things, and then garner that permanent 20% base on top of which they just have to add 7-8% to start winning elections and start claiming
But
power
Rajat,
in that state. But
here
that
is
problem,
a party which also believes in patience.
True, true.
When they enter a state, they also believe that it's a long haul. They can wait for multiple elections till they start making a mark.
Exactly.
And I think Kerala is one such example where they are realizing
Okay, I'm going to stop all of you because our friend Pradeep Gupta is joining us from Axis My India. Pradeep, good to have you on the show. You're not in your usual purple. You're in white as you promised me this morning. I don't know whether that's a color that suggests what that suggests. But in a moment, we are going to give one of the other big states, which is Tamil Nadu, and going to tell you what's happened there. But your first three predictions that you made, Assam, you've suggested big victory for the BJP. In Kerala, you've suggested a clear win for the UDF. And in Puducherry, you've suggested an NDA retention. We'll come to Tamil Nadu in a moment, the numbers are out. How confident are you of these three numbers, and why are you staying off West Bengal for now?
So you want me to answer, Rajdeep, the second question first or the first question second?
Whichever way.
Okay, so these three states, whatever number you are showing is we are pretty confident about it. The Assam, Kerala and Puducherry, there is not a single % doubt onto that. Onto our mind, result may come, whatever it may come. But I always believe in Axis My India team and the kind of hard work we put forward. And so that is the precisely reason why I'm pretty confident about this. Now coming to the West Bengal, you asked, in the first phase, you know that in these days, conducting exit poll on the same polling day is not allowed. So we mostly go the next day and try and do this. In the phase one, we could speak only to 20 to 30% people, 60 to 70% people decided not to speak out at all, So based on 20 to 30% people sample, it is hard to predict what other 70%, those who haven't spoken, what is there in their mind. So we decided to hold on to it, let the second phase gets over, which is today. And tomorrow again, we will go and try and do the needful. If we succeed to speak people of Bengal, definitely we will present our exit poll numbers tomorrow evening.
Are you saying that there's a possibility, Pradeep, that you might not project the numbers? Because you're saying if they speak to me, is that a possibility?
Yes, very much possibility, because my job is to reveal the fact. My job is to report the fact. Whatever going on the ground, my job is to report that. I don't want
Pradeep,
to get...
Okay, so you're saying you might not project numbers for West Bengal. You're saying you'll go back again and you'll see if you're happy with the kind of penetration and getting honest replies. Only then you'll put the numbers out. That's big. Second thing, Pradeep, now let me ask that question. Lots of other agencies have put out their numbers for West Bengal. I know, because we're still waiting for Tamil Nadu. Everyone says, as per the polls, it could be a 50-50. Just there. Everyone's practically showing a hung house. Do you think that's where, because you might not give out the numbers, but you think because it's so complicated, that's why you might refrain?
Where you are talking about? Tamil Nadu or Bengal you are talking about?
Bengal.
Bengal, I can't say anything at this point of time until and unless I am having the proper data with me of my sample size, the representative sample size. How can I speak? I mean, other agencies have done good job.
Okay, let's go then state by state that you've done so far. And then we'll come to Tamil Nadu in a moment. Let's start with Assam. What do you believe has been the key factor? If I ask you from the poll, what was your biggest takeaway from your Assam poll that gives the BJP a 3/4 majority?
First, the pro-incumbency in favor of BJP's state government, and two, the pure arithmetics and the whatever you call the tricks or expertise, or you may call anything of Hemant Biswa Sarma, which avoided any kind of alliance, unlike last time with AIUDF, which is Muslim-dominated party, and BPF, which is the Bodoland party. Last time Congress contest election together, these three big alliance together, and could secure all alliance 50 to 75 seats, 50 seats to alliance this Congress plus and 75 to BJP. Only difference was 12 seats away from the majority mark. This time, what had successfully Hemant Biswa Sarma has done it, he first stitched the alliance with Bodoland Strong Party of Hagrama, BPF. Second, UPPL, the another Bodoland party, which is contesting separately. They are not alliance with the Congress party. And also AIUDF is also contesting separately. So Congress is end up doing with the small party of AJP and Rajordal. And you can see whatever the result are seeing here.
Okay, and let's turn from there to Kerala. Your big takeaway of Kerala? Sorry.
Kerala is two things. One is again the 10 years anti-incumbency against left Sarkar, Pinarayi Vijayan Sarkar. To this time, the kind of minorities, particularly Muslim and Christian, contributes about 45% of the population of the state, voting in bulk, 2/3 to the UDF and literally 1/3 to the LDF. On the other side, the Hindu votes is splitting among the LDF, UDF, and most importantly, the NDA, which is the BJP alliance.
That's
so
interesting,
that is
because
what
you're
made all the difference.
That's you're saying interesting that the NDA is taking a chunk of the vote that could have gone to the LDF and actually ironically helping the UDF in the state of Kerala. That's how politics works at times. But Pradeep, you're saying you need much more time to give the West Bengal numbers. You're not sure whether you can even give them come tomorrow. Well, where does that leave Tamil Nadu? Why are you holding back the Tamil Nadu numbers also?
I think our office just now must have given Tamil Nadu number to your office. So if you can check that, and you will be very, very exciting to see those numbers. Trust me.
You can't do that to us. You can't do that to us.
You know,
but I will highlight, Rajdeep, that as far as Tamil Nadu goes, Pradeep, if you look at the Axis My India poll previously of 2016-2021, looking at that, you've had a tough time kind of getting pinpoint precision on Tamil Nadu. Is it even harder this time with a new element of the Vijay factor, a new player?
You are right, Akshita. 2016, we couldn't call the Tamil Nadu election correctly. But 2021, we bang on, we have called it prediction. And also the Lok Sabha, all three Lok Sabha bang on 39, 37 seats in favor of DMK alliance. So that's not a problem. But this time, emergence of TVK, the actor, the superstar, things are tricky. Things are tricky. And you will see and witness them in my exit poll numbers, which is not going to be easy. And it is hard to believe, whatever my number projections are, it is hard to believe, trust.
So,
Rajdeep,
you're making this out like a suspense film.
Dangling a carrot.
You're constantly saying Tamil Nadu is going to be surprised. It's been my view that of the 4 states, the biggest surprise is going to be Tamil Nadu. But you're claiming that this is a surprise even bigger. The question is, and I referred to NTR in our conversations, there were first-class posters like Prannoy Roy and Dorab Sopariwala who polled 1983. And when they saw the numbers, they were actually worried whether those numbers were real or not. Because NTR was suddenly winning big first day, first show. Are you hinting towards that? Are you saying Vijay will be, as our question is asking, kingmaker or king?
You cannot rule out being king also and kingmaker also. That's my number predictions.
No, but how difficult is that? How difficult is that given the fact that he's a first-timer? Does that make it even more difficult because you've got no history to go on? There's no comparison to go on. It's a very bipolar
and
state.
No vote bank.
Plus, and you know this better, Tamil Nadu also is a pollster's nightmare. You've got Tamil Nadu wrong also in the past. It's a tough state to poll again like West Bengal.
Not a single % doubt, Rajdeep, but to go this is the history you're talking about, the Tamil Nadu and Axis My India. But also you have to see, we have predicted 2013 Arvind Kejriwal 28 seat, bang on 28 seats. And most importantly, till today, the fascinating election for me personally has been 2017 Punjab election, where Aam Aadmi Party was contesting first time the assembly election. And just before that, they have won 4 Lok Sabha seats in 2014. And there are agencies who were predicting about 100 seats out of 117 for the Aam Aadmi Party. and whatever we predicted the Congress victory, we were bang on. Having said that, this time the dynamics are different in Tamil Nadu, and I suggest if you can have the numbers in front and then talk, it will be much easier for me.
We'll get the numbers in a moment. If your office sends them to us, we'll have those numbers up in a moment. My producer is going to put those numbers up because those are key numbers. But yes, Maria.
Yes, I have a question with regards to Assam, because invariably it's being seen as a state where the BJP is winning with a landslide, as you have projected. But that's because of Hindu-Muslim divide or polarization. So, Pradeep, my question is, what is the larger sentiment? Is it polarization or is it indigenous versus immigrant?
None of these two. None of these two. Trust me, whatever